After path-breaking cinema like Kambaktish, Khiropanti, Bagi and Munna Michael, Sabir Khan is finally back. Something that I've been waiting for years, with Nikamma starring Abhimanyu Dassani, Shirley Setia and Shilpa Shetty in lead roles. You know, in the saturation of remakes that exist in the market, I still understand wanting to remake absolute commercial bangers in the form of Pokiri or Temper. But why in God's name would anyone attempt to remake a movie that has been unanimously criticized as a mediocre pot boiler? Despite the commercial success of Middle Class Abbayi starring Nani, Bhumika, Chawla and Pallavi, it was more or less regarded as a generic commercial masala film that only became memorable due to the cute take on the romantic dynamic between the two leads. Trying to replicate the same expecting that people will storm into theatres is not only naive, but also representative of how disconnected the creators are of the kind of products people want to watch on the big screen. Irrespective, Nikamma focuses on the life of an aimless and lazy Adi played by Abhimanyu Dassani, who gets tasked by his brother to aid his sister-in-law played by Shilpa Shetty in setting up a new house where she has been placed. Annoyed of more or less becoming her domestic help, the movie focuses on Adi falling in love with the confident and chirpy Shirley Setia, and what follows is a generic commercial masala film with goons who cut corners of the system and butt heads with the righteous RTO officer played by Shilpa Shetty. The brother-in-law becomes the voice and might against this injustice. Basically a lot of mardhad because family is family. I was not a fan of the original film because it showcases the balance that Nani keeps between movies that give him commercial notoriety more than anything else. And the concept in itself is so dated, it seems like a throwback of the Sunny Deol I will save the honor of my sister kind of action films. Here's me telling you the good and bad aspects of the movie so that you guys can ultimately decide whether to watch Nikamma in theatres or not. The good. Well produced. Trying to give compliments to this film is really seeking for a needle in a haystack. That haystack also being not hay, but a pile of hot stinky poo. The fact that a production company like Sony deemed it fit to bankroll such a movie makes me think about the countless number of writers who may have such phenomenal ideas and how they never really materialize into anything. What I can give this film is that it is well produced. It has fleeting moments of technical ingenuity, whether it be a dynamic in the family being showcased through photo frames or our lazy protagonist kicking within his bedsheets in unison with the knocking on the door. This is me literally reaching to find anything, by the way. Abhimanyu only shines in the pre-interval action sequence where he gets to show off his agility with stunts, but my god is his performance an absolute travesty. Something diametrically opposite to a budding actor that we saw in Mard Ko Dard Nahi Hota. Now let's get to brass tacks and the real deal with this film because my god is it a train wreck. The underwhelming aspects. Middle Class Abbayi, but worse. I asked myself before stepping into the theatre, why remake this movie out of the countless number of scripts available? Why remake a movie that really only broke through to have an impact because of Nani's charm and Sai Pallavi's natural likability? I asked myself, does the remake hold up to the charm of Nani, his chemistry with Sai, the abandon of mass Telugu cinema that I feel even MCA failed to capture? The answer is a straight up hard no. At least the over-the-top massy moments, Nani could even convince us of the absurdity, but my god is it far from it in this Hindi venture, making the entire theatre chuckle at its most serious moments. Overacting in full display. I thought Khiropanti 2 was a travesty in terms of performances and a horrible script, but Nikamma really does give it competition in terms of unbearable Hindi movie ventures of 2022. I can't believe what I was seeing when I saw Abhimanyu deliver his dialogues. He has this monotone structure to every dialogue he delivered that even the most dramatic moments seem like a boy rehearsing lines in a primary school recitation competition. I thought at least veterans like Abhimanyu Singh and Shilpa Shetty could salvage this sinking ship, but what we get is seniors in the game having free reign to do whatever they want. Even an initially restrained Shilpa Shetty performance goes in full ham mode in the second half. Don't get me started on Shirley Setia only being showcased as a glorified extra in this movie. Her lack of conviction as an actor is in full display, making for several of her moments cringeworthy and furthermore making this venture have some of the most disjointed and unintentionally funny performances of 2022. Hilarious dialogues. The movie is terribly written. If the trailer gave you a glimpse of the cringe that you might be tuning in for, you have no idea what you're signing up for when you step into the theatre. You know what's the sad part is that the movie is not even in the category of so bad that it's good. This movie is just bad and nothing else. The film presents the hero sisters, Sita and Cheetah. Yeah, that's their names. Shocked at his brother's behavior, Adi goes, "Oh my god, what a mind job." The interaction that you saw between the two leads, "Tum alcoholic ho ya drug addict," followed by "love addict," is one thing, but nothing beats तुम्हें देख के मुझे तो लव एट फुल साइट हो गया। To which Adi replies, love at third sight भी हो सकता है अगर तुम मुझे फिर मिलो। A villain's henchman randomly recommends keto diet and protein shakes to the goons. A commissioner wonders why don't all women sit at home and just cook while bowing samosas throughout the movie. And just like the original irritating dialogue, one is reminded of middle class के problems every step of the way. Abhimanyu also shouts Bhaiya with the same conviction as Ritesh Deshmukh shouts Rocky in Baghi 3. The hero as a dhamki also says बिना फटे ही फट गई. And my favorite, ये तो मेरी माँ जैसी है पर ये तो तेरी बाप निकली. The film will truly test your patience. Lack of chemistry and Shilpa Shetty returns. You know, one of the highlights of the original film was the organic and cute chemistry between Nani and Pallavi. And now you want newcomers like Abhimanyu and Shirley to attempt to do the same? There is such an artificial nature to the interaction between the actors that you never ever feel or believe their union together. Even when the stakes get higher and there is a possibility of someone losing their life, you feel nothing because the relationship did not invest you in the storyline at all. Shirley really struggles in this venture to make any credible producer or director think that they can cast her in their next film. In many of her dialogues, there was either a deafening silence in the theatre or actual laughs during emotional scenes. A warning one should know is that if they step in for this film, I don't know why in God's name they would do that, but this film is basically designed as a Shilpa Shetty movie. While formidable in her first act, the actress hams her way through the second half, especially in the last 20 minutes or so, as Abhimanyu guides her along with his photographic memory, shouting Bhaiya every 5 minutes. The film reinforced the fact on how जो middle class लोग होते हैं ना, वो छोटी छोटी बातों को बहुत seriously ले लेते हैं. Spending our $150 as a middle class guy voluntarily only reflected on my dumb decisions, as the trailer promised this to be nothing special. I just did not know it would materialize into being this painful. And that was the video, guys. Write down in the comments below of what you thought about this movie. Please don't forget to follow me on Instagram. The handle's right in front of you. Follow me at JammyPants4. Also, please support us by smashing the like button and subscribing to our channel for weekly content ahead. Thank you for watching.